Good morning, YouTube. Today is Saturday, September 9th, 2017. The weather here is finally cooling off a bit and there's been some cloud cover, so hopefully we'll get some rain soon to help with all the forest fires we've been having. Okay, so today I want to try and touch on a number of different things. Yesterday, I said that epistemic rationality is the art of obtaining beliefs that increase the correspondence between the world in your head and the world outside of it, and I want to go into that a bit more. So what correspondence am I referring to here? In the first two videos I made, I talked about the two different worlds and called them object space and thing space. Thing space, or conceptual space, is the world that we create in our heads. It's not the real world, if such a thing could be said to exist. It's just how we perceive and model the environment at the scales that we exist at. Other people have called this the map-territory distinction. The map is not the territory. It's just a representation of it. Object space is weird, and seems to be made up of lots and lots of tiny objects mindlessly bashing against each other. It's huge and complex, and very much not how we see the world when we look at it through our eyes. We live in these auto-tuned, color-corrected, and polished-up models of the world that our minds construct, not in the world itself exactly. We don't see the blind spots in our field of vision, and the fact that our visual data comes in inverted doesn't affect us in the least. Of course, the outside world can still affect us from inside our model. You touch a stove, it still burns you. So, epistemic rationality is trying to increase the rate of correspondence between the model of the world we live in and the world that our bodies navigate around. It's strange to think of ourselves as living in the model, but that's sort of what's going on. Increasing the rate of correspondence is useful and important. If your internal model says you can fly and you jump off a tall building, well, it usually won't end well, unless you bring a parachute. On the other hand, if your internal model is very aware that you can't fly, it might make you afraid of air travel, and in such a situation, increasing your knowledge, understanding how the plane stays in flight in ways that your human body could not on its own, might help decrease that fear. I want to believe true things. If the box contains Band-Aids, I want to believe the box contains Band-Aids. If the box does not contain Band-Aids, I want to believe the box does not contain Band-Aids. And in this case, the box does contain Band-Aids. I want to have beliefs that correspond to reality because it increases my ability to influence the world beyond myself. Epistemic rationality takes no sides, accepts no bribes, and can't be influenced by what you want or care about. If anthropogenic climate change is real, I want to believe anthropogenic climate change is real. If anthropogenic climate change is not real, I want to believe anthropogenic climate change is not real. The world of mindlessly bashing particles doesn't care about our ideologies or our beliefs or what would be nice or convenient for us. But we have to care about it because otherwise it will very thoroughly kill us. Epistemic rationality doesn't make claims about the way the universe is. It just asks, is the universe that way? If that's the case, then what happens when we do this? Shouldn't that happen? This is at the core of science. Ask the universe a question and see what it says back. Our models are never going to be perfect, but the more accurate they are, the better we can predict the effects of our actions, which lets us do things like build computers and cell phones and GPS satellites. It's what lets us know that on one hand, humans can't fly by flapping their arms vigorously, but they can fly by getting into an airplane as long as it's constructed with certain aerodynamic principles in mind. The truth might not always be pleasant to hear, but it is useful to know. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're a fan of my content, you can support me on Patreon. Links to that, along with my blog and my Twitter, are in the video description. Have a great day, YouTube. I'll see you tomorrow.